Actually, something I did want to talk about before we get sidetracked. I'll probably play video games after this, but anyway. Hello Yassine posted this on Twitter. Classic. Hello Yassine posts everything on Twitter that we talk about, basically. He's the GOAT at that. But anyway, he said, the fact that these grown people are just laughing along and trying to justify robbing hardworking people instead of showing an ounce of disapproval is pathetic. I agree with him somewhat. And this is, by the way, an interview with Nardo Wick. But logically speaking, I understand where Nardo Wick is coming from, okay? Just listen to this video real quick and you'll get what I'm talking about.
Like, if you don't want to do no, you feel me, I'll do it. Like, I was just looking at it like, I go rob a nigga and get like this much, why would I go to work for a week? You feel me? For real.
Yeah. But some niggas ain't good robbers, so they, gotta stick to the 9 to 5.
They might be better at working a job than robbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Nah, I mean,
but you gotta think, yeah, for real. Like, if I go do this to somebody and get $7,000, $5,000
in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, less than that. What I'm gonna do? Go to work for 2 weeks.
$200 for a week.
2 weeks to make $500.
But
hell no.
But how much? I feel you.
So, with all that being said, I'm not gonna lie. What he just said made a lot of sense, logically speaking. Now, morally and ethically, of course. First of all, I don't think I've ever robbed. I most definitely have not robbed anyone, from a store. So, shout out for the sub, Mind Flood. But from the store, I've walked out with a pub sub or two that I didn't pay for. But you know what? I've tried to better myself and not do anything like that. You steal some things from time to time from a friend or like from somebody at school. Like you steal their cool eraser or a pencil, But obviously I got my own money now. I don't do shit like that. You took a cheesecake from the gas station. So, what this dude is saying, Nardo Wick, rapper. By the way, he sold like 50 or something K. I don't know how he did it, but he killed it. But basically, there are people who go to work for 2 weeks and make, let's say, $1,000 to $2,000, and then there's tax on top of that, and they worked 40-hour weeks, so that's 80 hours of work. 80 hours, that's crazy. Okay, Bella works so long. I'm telling her, like, you don't need this job. You need to like do something. Work for me. I'm trying to tell Bella to work for me. You can like edit my Twitch clips or something and I'll pay you more than what you get at your work. And she's out all day from like 8 to 6 p.m. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm playing 2K all day. And yes, I get bored, but it's way better than working too much, So, but Nardo Wick or any of these people in the hood, I guess, they can steal that 2K from somebody, even though I don't know who carries cash, but they can do it in a matter of 20 minutes. And not have to work for 2 weeks. And then say you just have to do like you have to just do like 4 licks per month or so. And then you're all good. You don't gotta work. But at the same time, it is riskier in that you can go to jail, obviously, if you get caught or if you're on camera or whatever. Or you can even die because maybe somebody got a gun on them to protect themselves. So like it is dangerous, but with danger and with risk, just like the stock market, when there's higher risk, there's higher reward, right? Someone mentioned scamming. That's how scammers be so rich. They be getting like 50K off a laptop. That's what I'm saying. I need to learn how to do this scamming shit. Not that I'm working that hard or like working that long. I've been consistent. I feel like that's the one thing I've done. Like I'm always there every single day posting something. Now, do I work as hard as Mr. Beast or like whatever? Am I as good as him or as creative? Maybe not. But I know that I'm consistent. I show up every day. Voice crack. But for these scammers to just get like 50K off a laptop, it makes me question life. Because then you can get that money. You can buy like a couple juice leaks or whatever. Flip them for another 20K, maybe even buy an NFT, and you're not even scared if you lose that money. that you scammed off some like phone or computer, because it's not your money anyway. And then it's on the blockchain, like the smart contract can't be retracted or declined or whatever because you already put the money in, and it's less trackable because of crypto, even though it is on the public ledger. But still, regardless of all of the specifics, like, why isn't everybody scamming here? I for real gotta get into virtual crime. You're telling me, bro? But scammers end up in jail usually. Well, who's that one rapper, TJX6? He ain't in jail. He don't even drop music anymore, does he? Like, when's the last time he's dropped music? He was selling like fraud Bibles or some shit. TJX6. Let's check the last time he dropped a song. The last time he dropped an album was 2020. The last single was 2021 this year. And then the single before that. Okay, so he dropped a few singles this year. But he probably makes more money off of his scamming than his actual music. So it's like, what's the point of even making music? Plus, you're just drawing more attention to your scamming if you're rapping about it. And so you're just going to get caught. Like, why not just be anonymous? Just don't tell anybody about your methods, because the more people that do the methods, the less chance that it will work for a longer period, you know? I'm finna work in the metaverse. Yo, shit. I'm scamming motherfuckers in the metaverse once I can. I just got an Oculus. I'll show you this shit. Oculus. The Quest 2. We are going to put this shit on. I'm going to create like a virtual porn room where Leela's star and every single fat ass Latina porn star. I'm going to make people sit down. They think they got a girl up on them. I'm going to reach into that dude's pocket. I'm going to steal his cash. But no, for real, who actually uses cash anymore? I don't remember the last time I've had cash on me. I only use a credit card, and I don't even use a debit card anymore. I just use my credit card. And then when I have cash, it's almost like a gift card. It's like free money. It's like I can spend this on whatever. It doesn't hurt my bank account or whatever, because that's really what you look at. You don't look at how much cash you got in your pocket, you know? But yeah, credit card is the wave. Debit card is poo-poo. You got to build up your credit so that you can buy a house later on, you know? And the more, it's basically the same thing, because like I pay off my credit card like after a day or something, or like after a month, depending on when it is. When you have cash, you pretend like it doesn't exist. Oh, I pretend that it exists. That's the first thing I spend. But I don't spend it at the grocery store. My biggest expenditure is probably my rent and then the grocery store. I go there like every day. And because since I live in downtown Miami, I just walk to the grocery store and buy shit. But I use my credit card instead of cash if I have it, because I get cash back on my American Express for grocery stores specifically. But yeah, everybody's money goes to food. That's like I think it's rent, gas, and food. Those are your like three main expenditures. But I don't have a car, so I don't have that second expenditure. And even when I move to Boston, I'm still not going to get a car because my work will be right next. It'll be like 5 blocks from where I'm about to live. So how much is it to stay in Florida? My rent right now is $1,800. It's a little like, Miami is pretty expensive, but I actually got a deal because my lease ends in March. And so we'll have to renew it. I'm not renewing it because I'm moving to Boston, obviously. But it'll probably go up because I signed the lease before before the pandemic really got bad. Like before everybody started moving to Miami, because Miami's been like a hot spot since Florida's like relatively open. So all the New York people who were closed down for the long time, they moved down here where it's a little bit more free from like regulations and COVID and shit. And so then rent went up, but actually in all cities, I think rent's gone up. So in Boston, I'll actually be paying like $2,000 or so, probably $2,000. I don't want to pay $2,000, but it's okay if I have to, because I'll have 2 jobs. I'll have YouTube and then the other job. So 2000 won't really be like that much of a dent, really. But yeah, rent's probably going up in Texas too. Texas is a big state that everybody's been going to. Texas and Nevada and Florida. Those are like the main places that people are leaving. California and New York to go to these places. Make a video on how much I made in 2021. People would be mad. I'm not gonna lie. And also I took a break in August. So on my main channel, I didn't even make that much. Well, no, I didn't make that much in the summer because again, I took a break. Remember when I like almost quit? Grab a Tesla? Nah, I don't need a car. I'll tell you right now, I had a 911 Porsche, convertible actually. I didn't pay for it. My dad gave it to me because that was his car, and then he gave it to me for Florida when I moved down here from DC. But I never drove it, so the battery died, and then I sold it. I sold it for like I don't know, like 15K or something like that, because it was old. It was a 2002 all black. I think like 18-inch rims, maybe 20-inch. It was pretty solid for what it was, but like it was annoying because it didn't have like Bluetooth. It was old, kind of 2002. That's literally we're about to be in 2022. That was 20 years ago. Yes, it was stick. It was stick shift, and like with Miami traffic, it was so fucking annoying, especially living downtown, to like and then stop, and then you have to put the clutch in with the 1 foot and the brake. It's just so annoying. And then getting gas too. I had to pay like premium gas because it's like a sports car. But yo, that car was sick. I went airborne in it one time. This was in high school though. In DC, I lived in like a pretty hilly area, like in the suburbs. Obviously, I'm not a city kid. Y'all could probably tell I was a suburb kid. But we're going down this like hilly area. I was going, I don't even know how fast, probably like 80, 90. It wasn't like too fast because it's hard to go like 100 and be in control if you're not on the highway. And so going that fast, going over a hill, I literally went airborne up in the air. And then there are these two like poles in the back when you have a convertible car, or at least Porsches are like this. They like spring up and like almost crack the convertible top so that if the car flips, because it senses that it's airborne, that it won't like crush on you, because the only support that it really has is like the windshield. So the bars kind of like stop your head from getting crushed again if the car flips over. And so then I brought it back home. I didn't even like realize what those were. I was like, why did those things go off? And then my dad was like, you know, those things only go off when you go in the air. But I literally flew in a car. I'm goddamn Elon Musk in a spaceship. Bob was gripping on passenger seat. Nah, there was actually a female in the car, but she was not mine. She's actually a lesbian. Is lesbian a slur? I don't even know. I can't even keep up with the times anymore. She was into females, but she was one of my friends. So she was chilling though. Like she was not freaked out. Whereas after we landed, because I was like trying to turn, because it was like a windy road going up a hill, and then you're supposed to turn after the winds, but we were in the air, so I was turning this shit, but it wasn't turning because we were in the air. And so after we landed and I somehow got back in the road, she was chilling, like laughing. I'm like shaking like shit. I'm gonna go 30 miles per hour for the rest of the trip. Just remembering that was crazy. It's not lesbian, it's called lesbiani. Lesbianist. No, lesbian isn't a slur, but someone will find a way. It literally, like, you can't say anything nowadays. I had a TikTok today that it had the N-word in it. It was that Nardo Wick video that we watched at the beginning. So I didn't say it. It was a black person that said the N-word in the clip. And TikTok took it down and gave me like a community guidelines strike. And I'm like, I didn't even say it. He is allowed to say the N-word. It wasn't me. Let's be honest. You seen boobs on TikTok? Straight up. How does TikTok literally is just straight titties and not even like with shirts on now. You're saying like you've seen straight. Actually, you're right. I've seen like breastfeeding on TikTok. It's getting wild out here. I think there's even like an 18 plus TikTok version now. Am I like, is that a thing? Why? Hey, it wasn't me. It was the chat. They can't even hear you.